Good morning, everyone. This is Brother Bobby. Good evening, good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing okay. Today I want to talk to you about how my mother helped save my life. And it's kind of drizzling out here a little bit today. So my screen probably get a little wet. Don't pay it no mind. And the reason why I want to talk about the reason why I say how she helped save my life, because I believe God used her to help save my life. Because if my life was spared, it was by God's permission. Because every good gift and every perfect gift comes from the Father above. So on that, we're going to talk about how when I had COVID, I didn't know I had COVID-19. So one day I was at church, and me and some more brothers, we was at church doing some work. And I was up on top of the ladder, and I remember I got dizzy. So I got dizzy, and I told one of the brothers, Brother Rob, Brother Johnny, one of them, I said, man, I got to go. And I said I got to go. I didn't feel too good. I was kind of dizzy, and I thought it was a pizza I ate that morning, because I stopped by Subway on my way to church, and I picked up a pizza. And I ate some of it, and so that's what I thought it was. But anyways, I left church, and I was still kind of dizzy. Didn't feel too good, and sometimes I could be a character. I said, well, if it's this pizza, I might as well go and eat the rest of it, because I'm already sick. So, anyway, one of my neighbors wanted me to help him. And so I helped her out with a refrigerator, I think. And when I got home, I was still dizzy. And I was sweating. And this was on a Sunday. And, me and my mom, we was close. We would talk all the time. We would talk all the time. I always would encourage her and stuff, because my father had died, my nephew had died, and my brother had died. And a lot of stuff was just going on. My mom had lost her house. But I always would try to encourage her and give her some encouraging words. And so I'm sitting at home, and I said maybe just, it might go away. It might be that coffee or something. So I said, well, I'm gonna stop drinking the coffee. And a couple of days passed by. Now I was sitting there, and my mom called me, and she said, baby, because see, she called me that because I'm the baby in the family. Out of 7 boys and 3 girls, I'm the youngest. And your mom gonna always look at you as her baby if you the youngest. She gonna always call you baby. So she said, I ain't heard from you. You normally call me. And I told her, I said, Rose, I called my mama Rose. I said, I don't feel good. I told her I was sweating, and said I was kind of dizzy. And she said, you need to go to the doctor. She said, you might have COVID. I said, no, I'm not going to no doctor. I said, I'll be all right, because I walk a lot, and I'm hard-headed, stubborn. And I said, I just didn't want to go to the doctor. So one day, around that Thursday, she called me, and she said, how you feel? And I told her, I said, I'm still sick. I said, I don't feel good. She said, you sound like you got COVID. So she said, you need to make a doctor appointment. I made me a doctor appointment. And I think I went to the doctor that Friday. And the lady, the nurse, tested me at the door. I think my fever was 104 when I went in there. And I think the doctor said it was 106. Because I was popping sweat. When I got in, my oxygen level was like 80 something. And so they tested me, and then about 4 days later came back. I had COVID-19. And they gave me some antibiotics. I had to get some vitamins. And I had to get the oxygen machine, the thing that you put up in your nose, and they gave me a thing for some breathing treatment. I used that. And so I called my mom, and I told her, I said I had COVID, and I told her, I said, thank you. I said, I love you. And I told my mom, I said, I love you. I said, and she was like, baby, I knew something was wrong, because she said, normally you call me. And, and that's, as time went by, and I put a thing on the church Facebook page, and I told some people at church to pray for me, brothers and sisters to pray for me. One of the brothers, Brother James, called me, and me and him was talking, and I told him, I said, man, I remember when I was drinking, I didn't have all these problems, getting sick and stuff. I said, it's a liquor store around the corner. And I said, the devil talking to me. The devil telling me, you go on get you a fifth and go on knock this COVID right on out, because to me, look like when none of the people that drank and smoked didn't look like they were getting sick. Look like all the people that's getting sick is the ones that are trying to do right or something, to me. Well, anyway, Brother James said, no. I said, get me a little tidy for my body. He said, no. I said, yeah, I better not, because they'll see me on Facebook. They gonna say, there go the old Bobby. I'll be on Facebook talking about wood. So I said, no. And so what I was doing, after a couple weeks, about 3 weeks, my mom kept calling my sisters, and my brothers and them, they was calling me. My son, he come down, and my neighbors, they were real helpful. They were going to get food for me. A couple of my neighbors went got food for me, and one of my neighbors, he went got my medicine and food. I thank God for people, because you never know who you're going to need. That's why I don't never say I don't need nobody. That's a lie. That's a lie. Everybody contribute. Church, everybody contribute to my well-being. Them weeks I was sick with COVID. And I remember sitting in the house, and I said my oxygen level was like 80 something. And I was scared. And I thought I wasn't gonna make it one time. And my mama, she was scared. I could hear it in her voice when she would call me. And I remember some people saying they would see dead people. And I know my brother and my nephew and my dad had them died. And I said, Lord, I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see nobody dead. And I was scared, and I was praying. But I know I always pray. Way before I got COVID, I remember at church, one of the ministers, Brother Martin, he say, and stuck with me. He said, I always pray and ask God to heal me, because you don't know if you got anything or not. I remember he said that. And I remember And always praying that. Years ago, I was praying that. I would pray, ask God to heal me from things that I'm going to catch in the future. I will pray that. And I said, Lord, heal me now, because you never know. And, but anyway, I was sitting there, and I remember watching the news and watching CNN. I remember Chris Cuomo, and he had the COVID, and he said exercise, and it almost like it was a slip of the tongue, like he didn't, like the network didn't want him to say that. But anyway, around the third week, I got up, I come up the house, and cause man, I couldn't hardly eat nothing. I was throwing up stuff, and I was dizzy, and I had the runs too. But anyway, by around the third week, beginning of the third week, when I had the COVID, I said, I'm finna get up. And I got up, and I went outside, and I started walking. And I did that for like 15, 20 minutes a day. And my lungs, I could tell they were burning a little bit. And I could tell I was kind of tired, but everything, after a few days, everything started coming back. I started checking my oxygen level. I had a thermostat. I was checking my temperature. My temperature went down, and my oxygen level started coming back to normal. And finally, after I kept doing that, I walked, and everything came back. And I said that because whatever you're going through, you got to fight it, you know. You got to fight it. And because that's how I did. You don't want to sit down with the COVID. You got COVID, if you able to get up and walk, get your butt up and walk, because it's inside your lungs and it's attacking your lungs. So I had to exercise my lungs. But I know if it wasn't been for my mama calling me, by the grace of God, I probably would have died. Because my hard-headed butt was going to sit right there. And try to tough it out like I'm so tough. But, you know, one thing about a mama, she know when something wrong with her child. So everything got better after that. So good Lord heal me. I went to the doctor, and you know, she said, man, she said so many people done died. And she asked me, how you do it? I said, God saved me. I said, God saved me. She said, if that's what you believe. I said, no. I said, that's what I know. God saved me. So, and then turned around, my mama, she had COPD, and she was a diabetic, and she wound up, she got COVID. And man, and it came down on her hard. And Lord, I tried to save her. I prayed, Lord, I did everything, you know. That was the hardest thing ever happened to me. I lost my daddy, my brother, my nephew, but losing my mama, that's the hardest thing. And by far, this the hardest thing I ever had to deal with. Because me and my mama, we were close. We didn't always agree. But we were real close. And but one thing I know, I always tell my mama, I love you. I always told her that. I told her I love her. And you know, it made me feel bad because she helped save my life, and I couldn't do nothing to save her. But I thank God for using her to save my life. And you know, cause it's hard when you lose any loved one, but it's different when you lose your mother. It's just different, you know. So it's been rough. It's been rough, but we're gonna pull through it. And I thank God for her. You know, I thank God for my mama, and I thank God for using her to help save me. It's been emotional. This gonna be the first Mother's Day, and it was my first birthday that I had without my mother, and this gonna be the first Mother's Day without my mother. And I just want to say thank God for my mom. Thank God for my mom and my family, my dad and my everybody. I thank God for them. I love my family, love my church brothers and sisters. I love everybody. You know, I don't always agree with people, but I don't have nothing against nobody. And some of you youngsters or some of you older people, you got some elderly people, watch over them, you know. Try to protect them. You know, if you know you got COVID or something, don't come around them at all. And wear a mask around them. I don't care if you have took the vaccine. You know, watch how you handle yourself when you get around older people, because they vulnerable. And on that note, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom. And thank God for my mama. And y'all have a blessed day.